I tell you what, we found a way to steal that game, during this time of the year especially. Especially with how close everybody is in the West. You take them how you can get them, but that was not one of our better performances. Give the Clippers credit, they stayed with it, they started hitting Foxy at the end of the game, and we didn't respond correctly every time, and they took advantage of it. I thought our bench was fantastic. Malik had with 8 assists. Trey had 8 rebounds, Mezzi had 5 rebounds. I thought Davion was solid on both ends of the floor. You talk about Sabonis and Foxy. I talked about them, making the All-Star game, and now they're doing things that warrant them to be mentioned in for all NBA. They're doing things that are historic with our organization while we're winning games, and hopefully, as time goes on, people will start realizing that and not just putting the word All-Star in front of their names, but all NBA, whether it's first team, second team, third team, just getting some sort of recognition for what they've done. Sabonis with his double-doubles at certain levels. Foxy, he's the string of 30-point games is off the charts, and they're up there with guys that were born when their grandfathers were born. So that speaks volumes. But again, take your head off to the game that the Clippers had. But us finding a way with the 17 second chance points and going 26 for 26 from the free throw line was huge, especially Domantas' two big pressure free throws at the end of the game.
Hey Mike, you said after the All-Star break we're about to hit the most important stretch of our season. You guys started 5-0 since then. What do you think has been the key to that success for the past 5 games?
We're just kind of finding a way. I don't know if you can point to one single thing. Obviously, offensively, we've been playing pretty good basketball, but we've been playing pretty good basketball offensively the whole year. And so what it buckles down to is just kind of us finding a way to get a stop here, get a stop there, get a little bit lucky here, a little bit lucky there, and then maybe hit a timely shot or something like that. I told the guys, I said, we've proven time after time after time, it doesn't really matter who's in front of us, that we're going to put points on the board, or enough points on the board to go win a game. For us, we have to find ways to be consistent defensively, and what I mean by that is playing with a sense of urgency, having a sense of physicality without sending teams or guys to the free throw line, and doing it for as close to 48 minutes as possible. Now, once you start doing that, or once we start doing that, we'll take off.
Who in the defensive chain, by the way?
Nobody.
When you think about even some of the things you can be critical of down the stretch there, how much do you think you guys have benefited from a composure standpoint for being in so many of these situations this season?
That part is huge. To get close game experience like what we, if I'm answering your question right, but to get 1-2 possession game experience in finding ways to get the win is invaluable, because come playoff time, those games are usually a dogfight, and you got to find ways to win down the stretch. You got to get a stop here, you got to get a stop there, you got to execute offensively, or at least know where the ball should go during certain times of certain games, especially the last 20 to 35 seconds of a game. And so you like going through these scenarios. You like obviously teaching a win or learning from a win. And at the end of the day, I do truly believe it's going to benefit us long term.
Hey Mike, first congratulate you won the Coach of the Month in the February, and it's Kings' first Coach of the Month since 19 years ago. And can you tell us about what's so special about the team you're leading now?
I like their connectivity, the guys, they've been connected from day one, and, it started in the summertime. Their ability to get together, work together, break bread together, especially when they weren't required to, started to pay dividends early, and that momentum just carried into training camp, into the season. So, great group of guys that are connected and that are trying to do things the right way and for each other. And that's the thing I probably like the most about this group.
Yeah, Coach, when the Clippers were blitzing Fox late in that game, how do you feel like your team responded? And when you went to Malik in place of Keegan with about 1:20 left, is that just looking for some secondary playmaking?
Yeah, we knew they wanted to get the ball out of Fox's hands, and you give them credit, they did a good job. And so we haven't really seen a team do that to him or that aggressively because of the shooting that we have on the floor. But sliding Domas down, playing the dunker area or around the rim area, and then putting Malik on the floor seemed to open it up just a little bit or create some other opportunities for others that could play make, and that's what we did. It was great because we haven't seen it and we need to get better at it, but kind of on the fly for the first time experiencing that sort of double team that aggressively. It was great to get a win and learn from.
Mike, before the second game in OKC, you talked to the team about getting greedy.
Yeah.
With another game tomorrow night, is there a similar message to the team? And if not, what's the difference in terms of the circumstance?
No, 100%. We, you're on a 4 or 5 game winning streak, whatever we're on. If we dropped one, everybody would say, it's okay, they did well, they won this game that they weren't supposed to win, and that game, that's what I'm talking about. Get greedy, let's just go after every game and leave it on the floor, and hopefully if we do lose, we can walk away saying we got beat by a better team and not just, oh, it's okay, we tried, but we didn't quite have it. No, let's leave it out there and go get wins right now, because every single one of these games counts for us. Not just in the short term, but obviously long term when you're thinking playoff seeds and all that other stuff.
All right, we only have time for 2 more.
Coach, all season long, we've seen records broken, numerous accolades as well. The 26 for 26 from the free throw line is also a franchise best without a miss. How important is that stat, of course, with the postseason looming, and who do you credit for that success? Kevin kind of mentioned Dutch a little bit.
I'm glad he did, because it is Dutch. I don't tell our guys how many free throws to shoot. It's all Dutch. At the end of every practice and every shoot around, everybody knows the drill. And I think I even forgot to say it today, and somebody, instead of saying, hey Mike, what are we doing? Somebody said, Dutch, what we got? That's how my staff is. Everybody understands what needs to happen, and they do a phenomenal job with it. But Dutch mixes it up on a daily of how many free throws and different games or goals that they got to achieve before getting out in terms of free throw makes. And we started off, I think, a little slow in that area at the beginning of the year, but our guys are good shooters and they're obviously good free throw shooters, and it definitely paid off tonight, going 26 for 26 with Domantas having 2 huge ones to put us over the top.
Mike, I know you haven't been here the last 16 years to kind of live through this like a lot of people have, but I just wonder, like, from your perspective, how cool this is to be a part of, and whether you even can get a sense of how meaningful this is for the community, for the city, the team, the organization, to put yourself in a position like you guys are putting yourselves in now.
Oh, Jay, I tell you, it's awesome. It's really, really cool to be a part of. And I think I said this once before. Luke and Jordy, they've been with me for a while. I've known them obviously for a while, and a lot of times when I've interviewed, you know, those guys help me out in one way or another, and, and when this opportunity to interview came up and we started talking about the job, you know, we didn't envision we'd be sitting in the second spot or the third spot, or we'd have this record or that record, but we did feel like that there was enough here to win, and we talked about how special it would be, just the three of us, if we could be a part of it. And so, to be a part of something like this right now, especially talking about it way back when, before we even got the job, is pretty neat. And the whole basis of us thinking it would be an extremely special or neat thing was because of how passionate the fans are here in Sacramento. It was almost 100% based on that. It just, how neat would it be to be a part of the energy, the environment that once was, you know, in Sacramento, and to be able to help uplift the community with the game of basketball, because with the pieces here and the people here and the Vex vision, we did truly believe that it could happen.
All right, thank you guys.
Thank you guys.